Hey, my name is Jake Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about it's moved to a buyer's market. There's a big shift in the market at the moment. There's a lot more properties listed for sale right now. What does that mean if you want to sell your property? What does that mean if you want to buy a property as well? I'm going to talk about all of that in this video. If you're new around here and you haven't done it already, do make sure you subscribe to the channel over there and hit that bell notification. We're a smidge away from 40,000 subscribers now, which is crazy. And let's get some more views on this video by smashing like, tickling like, doing something to that like button. Then share the video, WhatsApp it, email it, or Facebook message it to someone as well. So this data that I'm giving you right here is from Zupa. Now, I know what's going to happen in the comments right now. Maybe you're already thinking about doing this. I made a video yesterday or the day before where I said house prices are up. Well, two things can be true. House prices are up. We gave you the Office of National Statistics data, the ONS data. That's the official house price data. And that said that in the last 12 months, house prices are up 4.8%. Now, this data that I want to talk to you about today is from Zupa. This is talking about listings, how many houses are actually for sale, and it gives us an indication on where we expect the market to go. Now, these houses aren't sold. At some point they will be, and that will reflect in future house price data, but right now it isn't included in that data. So that's why we've got two competing stories here. So Zupa, I'm sure you've heard of Zupa. It's basically Rightmove's competitor. They have some good house price data on there. If I want to get a real understanding on the value of my house, I do put my portfolio in there. It's not the most accurate, but it gives me a rough guide on what my property might be worth. So I do like to check that out from time to time. So what Zupa is saying is, their words, they are swamped with listings. Swamped with listings. And so they're saying that new listings at the moment are up 11%. 11%. And that's a big jump. Now, what does that compare to? That's compared to this time last year. And so it shows the market starting to really get people now coming to the market because either they want to sell or they must sell. Now, those are two different types of people. You can want to sell, and that means you will hold out for the highest asking price and sell your property only if it hits what you want to sell it for. Or if you must sell, maybe because you're moving location, maybe you split up with a partner, maybe you're in arrears on your mortgage and so you need a fast sale, that person is more likely to take a discounted sale just to get things done. So it's quite a big jump, 11% on an annual basis. Now, where the problem lies is we've just finished one of the busiest quarters for a long time in property sales. So January, February, March, I know we've got a few days left in March, but January, February and March this year in 2025 has been really, really busy. How busy? Well, 500,000 properties are expected to have been sold in just the first quarter. Now, for the next 9 months, we're only expecting another 500,000 properties to be sold. So that shows you we've got half a year's transactions pretty much done just in the first 3 months, and then we're expecting a big slowdown. Now, this is because stamp duty is going up. So a lot of people, maybe you think, well, that person might not be impacted by the stamp duty increase. So stamp duty goes up on April the 1st. It's going to hit first-time buyers quite hard. It brings the threshold down from 400,000 to 300-odd thousand. And so it's going to increase their cost by around £6,000, which is a lot. And so that's something that is a concern. Now, you might say, well, you're a second-time buyer and you're not impacted by that. But you are if someone in your chain was impacted by that. So that meant that there was a lot of momentum. Solicitors were pushing, estate agents were pushing, mortgage companies were working faster to get a lot of transactions done. So those buyers are all out the market. Those transactions, the dust is settling on them right now. And now we've got a listing where there's 11% more people trying to sell their properties right now. Now, Rightmove is saying that asking prices right now are up, but that could change at any minute. All it needs is a few of these 11%. It could be as few as 5% of the listings being sold to suddenly say, I want this sale to happen, so I'm going to knock 5% off my sale. That means other people will have to consider doing that as well to be competitive. And the market can shift fairly quickly. So this is something that we do need to keep an eye on. Now, here's some good news. There is a lot of buyer activity still. So Zupa are saying there are a lot of buyers coming into the market, and that is also busier than this time last year, but it isn't matching the 11% increase. So there are less buyers in the market compared to sellers at the moment. So what they're also expecting is listings to get even busier. So between the spring, we're talking March, April and May, 30% of all the listings for the year generally happen in that time. So what we're saying is you could see a hell of a lot more properties onto the market when we haven't got that excess buyers at the moment. And that's something we really got to keep an eye on. Now, some areas are already seeing some house price drops this year. The one that they really talk about on Zupa at the moment is Dartford, where you've got about a 1% drop in house prices just this year so far, and that could go down even faster. We've got to keep an eye on that. So this data is useful. It's important to know what's going on in the market. So we want to know how many listings are there. Are those listings just sitting there stagnant? Are they stubborn people that will just sit there holding out for a sale? Or when we get more Rightmove data that will go along with this in future months, are we going to start seeing certain people in that market cutting asking prices? If that happens, other sellers might be forced to also cut asking prices, and that's where you could see some downward momentum in house prices. What do you think is going to happen with all of this? Do let me know in the comments below. But it's interesting that there is so many excess listings at the moment. Be very interesting to see how this pans out by the end of 2025. Do smash that like button, guys. Do subscribe and check out all the other videos on the channel as well, including this video right here.